Hey everyone, and I'm back, and today I got another eBay package, and this time there's a doll head in here, so I wonder what could be inside. What could be inside? Wrapped up all nicely. Put that over there. Well, I wonder what. It's like a present. It's like Christmas or my birthday. Could it be? I don't know what that is. One sec. Okay, got that off. And now, could it be yet another cut and style redhead Barbie? Oh, yeah. My fifth. And, yeah. I am obsessed with her, and now I have 5. Which I got this one back in like 2012, somewhere in there. It had been so long since I had seen her. Because my original one, I lost her head in a lake. So the story behind her is my original one's head. Well, what wound up happening is she was my first Barbie that I got. Her hair was trashed. And I feel really bad about it too, because my grandma spent all day when I was a kid detangling and cleaning the doll and braiding her hair and making her look really nice when I came home. And then one day I just cut her hair to her shoulders. And then I remember taking a trip to my mom's house where I got the doll. Like, I would go see my mom on the weekends. And then I found what I suspect was Sparkle Beach Barbie's body in our huge barrel container of dolls and toys and stuff that I had no idea where these dolls and toys came from, because they weren't even mine. But Mom had a huge barrel full of stuff, and there was just miscellaneous doll parts in there and other toys. And so I remember she had given me a Stacy, a first edition Stacy head. This is when she still didn't mind me having dolls and stuff like that. I was like 5. And she had said that if I were good at school or whatever one day, then she had 2 Barbie heads for me. And so those Barbie heads just happened to be I think it was a first edition Stacy, and then it was a Sparkle Beach Barbie head. The only thing I knew is that the doll had big sparkly earrings and stuff, but later, I, of course, had studied her facial screening and stuff, and I had later on discovered what doll she was. So, but eventually I found her body in that container. It was a tan straight arm body, and then I remember one of the legs broke off at some point, but her neck joint was perfectly intact. And so when I went back home to look at my cut and style Barbie, which I didn't know she was cut and style Barbie, I had no idea what one she was. I was trying to like pull her head up so I could look at her neck joint, because it fascinated me. And then the neck joint snapped in 2. My grandma tried to fix her. I think by that time I had cut her hair off, because this was the Barbie that I intentionally cut her hair because I didn't like the fact that it was frizzy a little bit. So I cut her hair thinking it would grow back. I did not, for some reason, I was not aware that Barbies could not grow hair. And I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited and nothing ever happened. I either cut her hair off after that had happened or before her head snapped off. And it was so easy too, like her head just literally with zero effort, the neck joint just broke. And I don't remember being that rough. So, and by that time the doll was only like a year and a half old. So that was pretty crappy. Maybe it was a defective neck joint or something like that, because it shouldn't break that easily. But anyhow, I remember because of my OCD, I used to pull her head off and on, and the bad thing about that, because you know, like Barbies, when their necks break, you push the head down onto the neck and they have what you call fat head syndrome, or so I've heard. But the problem is, whenever my grandma was trying to pull the other piece of the neck joint out to try to fix the doll, she accidentally sliced. So I'll show you my new one. She accidentally sliced a tiny little nick at like the bottom of the head, and the more I pulled the head off and on, now this one does not have it, of course. Though that would be eerie if this was my original one. But no, it can't be, because this one still has the bangs and I cut them off. So, but yeah, she had made a tiny little nick at the bottom with the scissors when she was prying the other half of the neck joint out. And the more I pulled the head off and on, the bigger the crack got. Oh, and I'm just now noticing she has a neck joint in there. Sweet. Free neck joint. Anyhow, that aside, she pulled the other half of the neck joint out, made a cut, and so the more I pulled the head off and on, I think I remember the crack had gotten to where it was all the way up here. And so her head couldn't go on her body anymore. Yeah, I was that OCD. So, she wound up sitting who knows where for a long time. And Sparkle Beach Barbie inhabited her body. So, and I always thought that Sparkle Beach Barbie was like super old or something, because her head, I didn't know she was supposed to be tan, so I thought her head was discolored. And I was like, wow, she's that old, she's gotten discolored or something. So, but whenever I went to live with my mom, the story goes that my mom had let me start going to see my grandma on the weekends. It was kind of like what my grandma had let me do with mom, like go see mom on the weekend. So it was that sort of situation. And I remember I found my cut and style Barbie's head in a bag of my dolls, of my old dolls, and I hadn't seen her in like forever. And so I remember taking her to mom's house. Then we went to the lake one day. I put her in my pocket in order to hide her. And I got out of the water and my pockets were turned inside out because I was doing cannonballs and shit. So I had like shorts on, and then I had some sort of tank top on or whatever, trying to be all tomboy-ish, stuff like that, and I made the mistake of putting the doll's head in my pocket. So, and of course Barbie heads, they will sink to the bottom. Like if you submerge them in water, they will sink. And that's exactly what she did. She sank all the way to the bottom, and I spent about an hour like diving down, feeling around the bottom of the lake, and I never found her again. So fast forward, when I got this one, it had been since 2000. It had been since 2000 or 2001 since I'd seen this doll, so over a decade. So she was my first one. And then shortly after, I got this one, which had all her hair, like her original hair length and everything. I might have got, I think I got her in 2012 as well. So yeah. And then this one I got a little over a year ago. She was just a head. Just like this one, she was a head and her hair was cut severely. I stole jewelry off of some of my other cut and style. Well, actually, I stole the body to my blonde Indonesia cut and style Barbie that I had rerouted, which is, actually have her right here on hand. See, I ended up putting her on this teacher Barbie body. But yeah, she was completely buzz cut. But I love how the Indonesia variants have their eyes done. Like, they have this upward gaze, sort of. Like they're daydreaming, or I don't know. Like they're looking longingly into the sky or something like that. Or it could be like posing for a picture. And their facial expression, like their eyes are just constantly looking upward, like that model sort of gaze or something. I just think the Indonesian ones are so freaking stunning. So yeah, and especially the redhead is no exception. Like, she is exquisite. So yeah, I love the screening. I love the redhead. I love the ones made in Indonesia. So yeah, I put her on her body and I let her have the necklace. And then of course I had an original outfit that I found in 2011 at the flea market. Then this one was my most recent one, and I decided to keep her hair length because my original one, I cut her hair about that short. So yeah, she was fully restored, and she, in my opinion, I don't know, now that I'm looking at this one, I can't really decide. I said the same thing about all these. Like, when I saw this one for the first time, I was like, wow, that is my original one. And then this one, when I saw her, I thought she looked like my original one. And then when I got this one, I was like, yeah, this one's definitely the way mine looked. But, like, this one's eye paint is more bulky and everything. I don't know. I wish I had my original one to compare. But now that I have her, I'm like, yeah, this one looks like my original one. I don't know. I'll probably never figure out what variant I had or whatever. I remember my original one, her lips were more like this. Like, they were, like, curved upward like that. Like, they had that sort of curved upwardness. And then this one, her lip just kind of goes straight. Yeah, her lips kind of go just straight back a little bit more. So yeah, this one, she has it too. It's kind of curves upward, like they painted a smile. Same with this one. It's a little bit more straight, like the paint, the screening for the lips. And then this one, yeah, hers is the same as this one, so she looks the most like the first one that I had gotten all those years ago, minus the chipped lip on that one. But yeah, I've just been finding this doll so much lately, and I'm just like, I can't help it. I have to get her over, and like the commercial says, you know, you watch the cut and style Barbie commercial, and over and over and over, and that's this doll. I have to have her over and over and over again. She was my first one. And I remember discovering which Barbie she was in a Barbie identification book when I was 13, because I had no idea what Barbie she was, and I remember always wondering what the heck the Velcro patch on the back of the head was. And yes, if you're wondering, all of them have it. I've actually put the hair extension, the black hair extension, on her and braided it in. I think that is super fun. Instead of these dolls being dolls for cutting hair, they should have been swapping hair. Like, swap out the extensions and stuff and give two-toned hair to the dolls. So yeah, that's what I think they should have been. So yeah, and then of course I also have the brunette right here. She does not actually have nude lip color. It's actually it's kind of showing up on her top lip. It's very neon. So yeah, it's a very neon orange lip. So yeah, I do have her, and I have kept her, like, I haven't rerouted her or anything, because the seller that I got her from, it was her daughter's doll, and she had like a little story behind them, like they were in the attic for so many years and stuff like that. And so I just wanted to keep her as original as possible. And I got her this outfit. I don't have the original outfit, unfortunately. But yeah, she has the majority of her hair. But again, that screening, and I always... See, I remember Barbie used to, like, put letters in the eyes. Like, for Hawaiian Fun Barbie, she had little Z's in her eyes. And then there's little tiny H's going sideways. And I never knew what that was about, but she has it as well. And that was the first thing I had always noticed. And I was like, I wonder why she has that in her eyes. Yeah, you can see it's a little H. A little uppercased H. So I'm thinking, like, maybe this is supposed to be like the two little, like what Sun Sensation Barbie has and Hollywood Hair Barbie has. But then they also put this little highlight at the bottom of the eye, and so it intertwined with that and made it look like an H. I don't know. But yep. Yeah, that is the classic screening for Cut and Style Barbie. 3 lashes on top. 3 very delicate lashes and 2 on the bottom. The cat eyeliner that is connected. It's like you can see that the liner is connected. Like, it doesn't stop right here and then they do the bottom. No, the point of the liner is connected at the top and bottom. So yeah, both the bottom and the top go into that eyeliner wing. And then there's no outline on the iris. It's just the iris color. And then you have the little crescent moon, green shape in there, the one white dot, and then you have the little H symbol. So that is the classic screening for a Cut and Style doll. And now I have a new one. Yep. She's my newest one, and I thought about rerouting her with... So this is the lovely Patsy doll that I recently rerouted. So I'm thinking maybe giving her this hair. I don't know, to match the lips, but I don't know. So, but yeah, this is the lovely Patsy that I recently rerouted. See, I thought about giving her the same hair. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this one has been fully rerouted by moi. So yeah, that is her hair. Yeah, for some reason, these cut and style dolls, and a lot of Indonesia Barbies, some China Barbies as well, like this one has it. Yeah, they'll go through this, like, the vinyl, the rubber material will, like, bubble up, and sometimes it will peel. And this one right here that has the extra extension, my second one that I got, her leg just, like, the whole top layer just peeled off. And her original leg did that, like this one over here. That's why I replaced her leg. So this one is actually not hers. And I left this one alone for as long as I could, but recently I started peeling it because it looked really bad. So she might be getting a leg swap. Might have to swap this one out. But yeah, for some reason, a lot of the cut and style dolls have this issue. But I like to keep them with their original body because they do have... I don't know, it was always an iconic feature. Like, you knew you had a cut and style Barbie when they had this. Now, the China ones do not, but the Malaysia and Indonesia ones do. They have the pink panties. And it was the first time I'd ever seen this, and I thought it was super fancy with all those little bees and little plant things and polka dots and flowers. I thought they were really fancy, and they were my favorite color, so that's why I'm very biased towards keeping my cut and style dolls on this sort of body. And fortunately, this one that I got, she has absolutely none of that going on. There's no peeling at all. So I lucked out with her. There's not a single bubble on her legs. Nothing. There's no areas where it's peeling at all. So yeah, I lucked out with her. But yeah, so far the first one that I had gotten, yeah, she has that issue. This one definitely had that issue. The original leg that I replaced, I just threw it in the garbage. And then, of course, the blonde one's body, which this one's on, she had that issue. So, yeah, and this body that my blonde one is on was from 1995, so, yeah, there's none of that happening, but it's fairly common with Barbies from 94. Anyway, getting all off track. That is my new one. Probably won't be my last, because she is endlessly stunning. And I always thought she looked like my mom, because my mom used to have red lipstick. And my mom could never leave the house without a full mask, you know, like without a full face of makeup. Yeah, she would never. And she always did her eye makeup really thick like that. And I swear once she had dyed her hair like this red. She was a strawberry blonde, my mom was. But I swear once she dyed her hair this color and wore red lipstick. So, I don't know, this doll, and especially this one, my mom had her bangs like this. Like they were cut and they were styled over like this, with tons of Aquanet hairspray. Yeah, that was basically my mom's hairstyle right there. And this one really closely, this is the Barbie that most closely resembles my mom. Even though my mom didn't look anything like a Barbie doll, I mean, I saw this Barbie and I thought, wow, that's my mom as a Barbie. So yeah. So yep, and now I have a new one. And I truly think I'm torn between Mermaid Fantasy Barbie from 2002 and this one. of which one is my favorite Barbie ever produced. But yeah, and you gotta love the superstar face mold. I mean, endlessly iconic. I like how much more mature she looks, but she has this very bright, bubbly sort of screening that makes her look very animated. It's like animated slash realism at the same time. I don't know how else to describe it. That is what I always loved about Barbie, was that she was kind of like the face was realistically sculpted and everything, with sort of dramatic, or not like dramatic, but like exaggerated features, like the bigger eyes and stuff. And then the face was painted very cartoony, like animated, but it was like Mattel's own style. So yeah, I don't know, that just always fascinated me about Barbies from the 90s and how the screenings were done and stuff like that. Yep, that's my new one. So anyhow, thank you guys for watching. More videos to come, and remember to stay true to you.